Welcome back to the Venom Workshop. So today what I'm going to show you how to do is we're going to do front brake assembly change on this X20, well, I guess it's not an X20, this is a 2000 watt e-bike. Looks like the X20, they look almost identical. So the only difference really in the E2000 or the 2000 watt bike is this one's electric, and if you come over this, the X20, which is basically, like I said, same bike, same pairings, everything. This is just a gas, that's all. It's the only difference in it. So we're just gonna go ahead, I'm gonna get my tools together, and we're gonna start taking the brakes off of this, and we'll get started doing that. Okay, to get started, we're not gonna need a lot of tools. We're gonna need a 10 mil socket, top and bottom. And we're gonna need an 8 mil to take the handle off here. And we're gonna need some wire snips just to snip these around. So first thing I like to do is get the headlight out of the way. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. And don't worry, anything that gets unplugged, I will show you how to plug it back in and where it goes. So. And I'm just gonna loosen those at first. I'm not gonna take them all the way out. I don't want the headlight to just fall out of there. Go. All right. So I like to take the bottom ones out first. And I'll take the first two out, the other two at the top of. And this last one. Take it out, and that's it. And then the headlight will come right off. I'm just gonna grab a tray here, just to put my bolts in. Try to keep a container or something around so you can put your bolts so they're not just laying willy-nilly all over the place. Okay, now our light, just pull back on the top here like this, down at the bottom, and we're going to lift it off the tabs like this, and we're just going to pop it off like that, and then you can just unplug all the plugs. That one had a wire actually came out instead of just unplugging, so I will get to that in just a sec, so I can fix that. We got our headlight out of the way. I just moved my camera over because I just want to show you really what we're going to be doing. We're just going to have to snip these lines here, and we're going to follow this down. But I really, like I said, this is really easy, an easy brake assembly to change. It's not difficult. Some bikes, it's so hard and such a pain. So before we start going any further, one of the first things we're going to want to do is we're going to want to remove this mirror. This one's got a weird nut on it. This is a customer unit. You must have put a nut on it. So just take that off. Like that. Next, you're going to want your wire snips. And you're just going to snip these zip ties right here. Another one right here. That's it. And now these wires you don't have to worry about because we're not really concerned with these. It has nothing to do with what we're doing. You just have to worry about this one brake line right here. And there is going to be... there we go. There's going to be 2 wires underneath here for your brakes. So you just have to pull those wires off. I don't want you to just rip them out. Get some needle nose pliers and pull them out that way, or just a little set of pliers. If you just pull on the wires, most likely what will happen is it'll rip the wire right out. You don't want to do that. Oh no, this one's actually nice. It's actually built right in, so you don't have to worry about it. It's the micro switch is built right into the handle, so you don't have to worry about actually pulling them wires off, which is really nice. Some units you do, this one you don't, so it's just pretty awesome. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get our 8mm now on this side. So right here, there's two 8mm. Okay, now we remove the perch. Okay, so now we're gonna come over here. Now, this brake wire, if you notice, there's this one wire right here. It goes down, it goes inside here. So we're gonna have to cut this boot open. And this wire goes through this boot, so we're just gonna snip that off. And snip the zip tie off here. Careful when you're snipping zip ties that you're not snipping wires as well. We'll put that boot back on, I'll show you how to do that. But if we go to our brake wire here, it's gonna go to these wires right here. You're only gonna have to unplug the two that come to this one. So the yellow out of one side and the black out of the other side, and that's it. Now, we can go through the wires here, get them out of the way. There we go. Now we're gonna go around to all the way down here. So, there we go. And we can slip our handle and everything right through here, and then just leave it laying on the ground like that. Then we're gonna grab our 10mm again, and we're gonna remove the brake. And the brake is right here. It's just two bolts. And we'll slide that off. Now, what I want to show you is inside here, so inside this caliper, there's two pistons. So there's one there and one there. Now, when you hit your brake pedal, it equally pushes pressure through these two pistons. Now, if you have one bad piston in here, or a clip broken down in here, what it'll do is it'll just keep doing this while you're riding. And that, you can tell then there's something wrong, it's not working right, and that's what's causing that. Now, when you get your brake assembly, it literally is gonna come just like this. It's gonna come together like that. So I'm gonna show you how to put this back on. So it would come just the way this looks. The only thing is it's gonna have a little wedge in here. Try not to apply pressure on this pad if this wedge isn't in here. What'll happen is it'll close right up. But if it does close up, there is a way to open it. You just put a screwdriver in it, pry against it. This one's a little bit tight because it's already been riding on here. So I'm gonna show you how to pry it apart just to, just in case it happens to you. It's nothing fancy, just a flat screwdriver. We're gonna spread it apart a bit. Because when you put this back, there we go, you'll see how much it went back in? That's lots of room for me to get that rotor in. So now, what you're gonna do is, we're gonna start down at the bottom, just like we did taking it off. I start at the bottom, we'll work our way up. We've got our two pins right here that go in. So what you do is you make sure you slide your two brake pads over that rotor. go ahead and start your bottom bolt. And just start it, don't tighten it. Just start it up, and then slip the other one forward. And you can put your top bolt in then. Make sure it goes in nice and easy and the thread in there very nice. You don't want to put it in cross-threaded, and then it'll be backwards. So just nice and easy. Just like that. And we can tighten those now. Like that. Okay, then that's good. Now, for our brake handle, we want to make sure that it's hooked in here. So go through there like that, back underneath here with it, and straight back up here. And go on the inside of this wire, like this, and then straight up back to where it was here. And then we can go ahead and put our perch back on. But before we put our perch back on, I want to put my camera up so you can see what I'm doing. So our perch has come back to here. It's right here. So the back of our perch is right here. Oh, I dropped one of my bolts. It doesn't matter. So when we put our perch back on, you want to make sure that your mirror mount goes on. I'll go ahead and start a bolt in there. I dropped one, so I'll grab that. Go ahead and we'll start the bottom one. And you just want to make sure this is level up here. And then we'll go ahead and we'll tighten up our bolts. And we'll worry about our zip ties and stuff in a little while. Right now I just want to get that so like I said, level. And just tighten these until they're snug. You don't have to tighten them until you strip the bolts. Just nice and snug, and that's it. So we're good. It's weird though, I have no pressure. Why? Don't get upset. The more you pump it, pressure will build up, and it's got full brakes again. See? The reason it had no pressure is because I pushed all the pressure out of it when I pushed the pistons in. But now it's, like I said, it's full pressure, got full brakes again. But now we just have to finish up the wiring in the front. And zip tie everything back together, put our headlight back on, and that's it. So I'm just gonna get my camera back in front, and I'll be right back. So before we start tying everything up and everything, what I do want to do is my brake wire, I want to go ahead and connect it. So if you see, it's just a yellow and a black wire here. So these are your brake light wires right here. So you want to put the yellow with the yellow, the black back with the black, just like that. And then we're going to get some zip ties. I'm going to put that boot back on, and we're going to zip tie all these lines back up. So just give me 1 second. I'm going to grab some zip ties. I've got one zip tie, so I'm gonna have to go get some zip ties for at the other end of this 50,000 square foot warehouse. Jeez. All right, so what we're gonna do here is so we can go ahead and wrap this all up. The only thing we're not gonna wrap up in this whole wiring package right here is these two plugs right here. Those are for our lights, so we're gonna wanna leave those ones off. Oh, there should be, our signal light wire should be around there too. Yeah, right there. There should be a blue one. Yeah. So we want to leave all of our signal light wires out and our headlight wires. Now, signal light wires are easy. Blue is right, orange is left, and then the green is the ground for them. And then we've got our lights right there. So everything else can go into this boot, including this signal light relay. That round thing is a signal light relay. So we just want to wrap the boot around, just like that. I don't really care about that. The other exposed wire I don't care about. I want all the wires that are plugs in there as much as I can, except for the plugs that I just mentioned. Just like that. And our signal light relay. Like that. And watch this zip tie. It's just not going to be long enough, I don't think. Oh, I think I might get it. No, I'm going to go get a longer zip tie. I'm going to go get a longer zip tie and I'll be right back. Okay, so you see I just got it zip tied. Now I'm going to put one more zip tie in the bottom, right here. Because these are the plugs right here that you want to keep dry. A little bit of rain or water getting down onto your signal light wires is not going to hurt anything. Now you're going to want to put your wires all in like this. And they can just tuck in there like that until you get your headlight. And we'll zip tie all these other lines in a minute, but we don't have to worry about that right now. So this line goes in here. You see there's a little hook right there. You can put your lines in there that run up to the handlebars. And then this literally just folds up like this behind the light. But first we want to make sure those plugs get plugged in. So we got our headlight here. Now, like I said, the big plug you want to worry about is this one. That's your actual headlight plug. That's a big 4 right there. There we go. And then we have our signal lights. Like I said, blue is on the right, orange is on the left. So orange to orange. Green to green. And then with our blue, it's the same thing. Blue to blue. And green goes into this double one right here. And that's it. So now, you're going to put your headlight back on. When you do, you're just going to fold them wires up like that in behind it. There's little tabs that your headlight sits in. You'll feel it click in on each side. So now we're going to do it on this side here. And once it gets over the bolt hole, you'll feel it click into place. There we go. Now we fold it up until we feel it click into place on each side up here. Come on, you. Let's get on that side. There we go. And now it's clicked in on this side. So now all we have to do is put our bolts back in, and then zip tie our wires. Now that I remembered how to speak. But I'm going to start my 10 mils on my headlights first. And they don't have to be all the way in. But as long as we get them in. So I'll do my 2 top ones first. Just like that. Okay, 1. Now, before I tighten everything off, I want to make sure that when I turn my headlights on, so I come up here, I want to make sure my headlights work. Now you see the headlights on, but you want to check high, low, and you want to turn the lights off. You also want to check your signal lights. Well, we got our signal light here. It's working at the back. Signal light there, working at the back too. There we go. So we can turn our key off. Now we can go ahead and finish tightening everything up and put our last bolt in. Now I just need to grab my ratchet, and we can tighten those bolts in. We'll zip tie everything, and then we'll put our mirror back on, and that's it, guys. We've changed the front brakes. Tight. There we go. That. There we go. So now we just have to put our zip ties back on, like I said. We're just gonna zip tie right here. And that's just to keep everything kind of pretty, and that's about it. So we'll run another one through here. And then we'll snip them off, and that's it. So just let me get my snips and I'll be right back. So we just have to give her a snip, a little snip, snippity snip snip. Make it look all professional and beautiful. And there you go. And that's it, guys. So that's how you change your front brake assembly. And like I said, it's a very easy job. We didn't use a whole lot of tools or anything crazy. There wasn't a lot of lining up. I didn't have to do alignment or anything. It's just a real quick, simple job. If you have any questions or concerns, definitely reach out. Definitely like and subscribe. And have a great day, guys.